Hello there, everyone, and in today's video, we are going to be reviewing LEGO set number 75288, AT-AT. The first minifigure is, of course, Luke Skywalker. And now, I don't believe this minifigure is exclusive to the set, but this is a very nice minifigure. He's, of course, got his iconic blue lightsaber. He's got a little 1x1 round printed tile of thermal detonator. Is that what they're called? The little bomb grenade thingies. He's got a really, really nicely printed helmet with all the line work. Oh dear, I dropped it. With all well, I picked that up off the floor. His face print is quite nice too. Definitely far from exclusive, but it's got the orange visor on there, and then the chin strap, and then a pretty happy looking expression. And then his helmet, as I was saying, has those really nice Rebel logos, the lines, and all this nice detailing on there. This piece has been around since 1999, so as I'm filming this, nearly 25 years. And then his other face print, the visor is pulled up, and he's got an even more enthused looking expression, again with the chin strap. The back print looks nice, quite like that. I want to show you what the visor looks pretty cool with the helmet. You can barely see it, but that's accurate to the movie. And you got all that little buttons and tubes and whatever that stuff is, straps, all that kind of thing, printed on the torso and continuing down to the legs, which looks pretty cool. Nice printing on the legs. I like how the that one print over here, as well as the little hose, extends from the torso down to the hips, down to the legs, and that just looks really nice. Again, not an exclusive figure, but definitely a pretty nice looking one. So now, let's look at the next minifigure. The next minifigure of the set is General Veers. I'm pretty sure he had a first name. I think it was Maximilian or something like that, but don't quote me on that. This is a pretty cool figure. Plain dark gray, dark bluish gray legs and arms, but he's got this, the more detailed binocular piece as his accessory. He's got a pretty nicely molded helmet with all that little detailing up there, and the printed goggles and more detailing on the side. Relatively simple face with the line on his forehead, eyebrows, not looking very happy about his job. A headset, nicely printed torso. I do like the sand blue printing on there a lot. He got his rank, he got all this stuff. He's got a belt, and then his other face print is much happier looking, and his back torso print is good too. Excuse me. Yep. So just flip that over. Now he's actually smiling, and doesn't look like he completely hates his job. Yeah, I know we've gotten several versions of this character before, but this is probably the best one we've gotten. So now let's look at the next minifigures. The reason I said next minifigures is because we're looking at both of the AT-AT or AT-AT drivers together, because aside from one piece, they're almost identical. One piece. They have a very nice leg print that extends from the torso down to the legs. It's not exactly centered, but you can still definitely tell that they put a good effort in. And oh my god, all that sand blue looks really nice. That's one of my favorite LEGO colors. Sand blue arms, legs, yeah, the hips are sand blue as well. And then the printing, they both have the short blasters. I like the torso print a lot with the hoses. There's more hoses on the legs. I think that's what those are. Little pockets on the pants of the outfit. It's weird. Why do so many Star Wars character outfits have things on the torso with all kinds of buttons? I've never understood that. Then there's more of that type of thing on the back with a slightly metallic print. And they have the same helmet that's used for the TIE Fighter pilots, but this time in light bluish gray, with a quite nice print on that, with Imperial logos and all kinds of vents and stuff like that. And what makes these guys different is their face prints. This guy has a face print that has been used for several characters, including, but not limited to, Loki, Lex Luthor, and Lucius Malfoy. Wow, those all start with L. And this guy, I can't name anybody off the top of my head that face has been used for, anybody else, but I know that it comes with some other minifigures. you can go figure that out because I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, these are good minifigures. I like that they've been, even though the armor is the same, giving them different face prints a lot of the time. I think that really like adds to the realisticness of it, and I think that's cool. But now it's time to look at the next minifigures. The next minifigures are the Imperial Snowtroopers. Now, before I get into it, yes, we all know that they should have actual fabric waist capes and not these printed ones, and if they need to print it on the side of the legs too. I'm getting that out of the way now because otherwise the figures are good. So, starting with the helmet or hood or whatever you call it, relatively simple print, but I think it looks quite good for what they're doing. Actually, there's not a ton of print on there, just like the little goggle area up here, but that still looks good. They both have the just standard length blasters. Neat looking belts. I'd like to say that the printed waist cape looks good. I mean, it might if it was printed on the side of the legs too, but for what they were going for, I think it looks about as well as it could have. And then they have a pretty nice torso print on the front, as well as on the back. Again, the weird little buttons and lights on the torso. A little belt. Like I said, the belt's on the front too. And some nice little red details on the front. And then if we take their helmets off, I know this face gets used quite a bit. The one minifigure that comes to mind immediately is Oliver Wood from Harry Potter. And then this guy, the one other figure I can think of that I actually have that uses that head is a Imperial officer dude from Star Wars Rebels. I think he had like a dark tan outfit. Speaking of dark tan, these guys have dark tan hands. And you can get a better look at that torso print, which actually has the same shape of that like middle thing as Veer's, if you can tell. It's kind of hard to tell on camera. But yeah, so these are good minifigures. I've always thought the Snowtroopers were awesome. But now it's time we look at the builds of the set. The first build of the set is this little cannon thing. This is a nice little cannon build that uses a lot of interesting pieces. You got a roller skate, you got a candlestick piece, you got BB-90's head, a lightsaber hilt, 3 guns that form the legs, and this middle piece in the that like translucent color. I forget what they were called, but that was the same piece they used for those things from Ninjago Season 5, the little spinny shuriken things that they threw with the ghosts that would defeat them. I can't remember what those are called, which is bad, because I just watched that season a couple months ago. But, yeah, those things. If you're a Ninjago fan, you know what I'm talking about. I'm a big Ninjago fan. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, it's a good build. You can take a Snowtrooper and have him... if I can actually attach him onto the thing, you can have him hold on to that and... Anyway, let's look at the main build of the set. So, it's big. You also get an orange brick separator and 2 extra of these red missiles. That's probably the last time we're going to be talking about them in this video. Yeah, this is a huge set. It's a very nice build. Going to be going back and forth of calling it an AT-AT or an AT-AT. This is just a fantastic build. The legs are put together quite nice. It's all kinds of neat building techniques like minifigure bases here. And these big 4x4 dishes look nice. Blue Technic pins and brown Technic pins. But, I mean, we see that a lot. So it's hard to complain about it because it's like, you know, with everything. But this is a really nice build. You got... like ratcheted hinges for the legs, and you can get it into all kinds of poses. It's just a matter of whether you can get it to stand up in those poses. I believe that it's possible to get it into the pose for when they've been knocked over. There you go. I'm gonna bring it back up now before I break something. But yeah, the legs... It takes some getting used to be able to pose it nicely, but there is a lot of possibility for posing it. You can like have it like that. I'm gonna stop with the legs now before I make it fall over. The actual like this body section, I don't know what to call this section, but that looks quite nice. You have like a little vent on here that uses a nice building technique. Whatever this is supposed to be. A lot of studs showing. I like that. I don't know if this is meant to be a ladder, but it can be a ladder, and I think that looks nice. The neck thing here, I'm not quite sure whether it's meant to look like a spring or not, but the neck section looks good, and there's like quite a bit of give to it. You can like rock it back and forth, and that's pretty fun. It's a Technic section. And then the head looks really nice. You got this section here, all the guns. These guns on the side kind of move a little bit. There's actual spring-loaded missiles here. I think, is there some kind of mechanism? I forget. No, there's not a mechanism to shoot them. But while we're here, the inside of the head looks quite nice. You got 4 little printed double cheese slopes in there. And you can fit, I believe, 3 minifigures in there. So we're going to put, just like in the movie, we're going to put Veers, if I can fit him in there. And if he will sit up. Come on now, buddy. Okay, I'm going to do this off camera. It's a tight fit, but you can fit the 2 pilots and Veers in there. You can't really have them holding their weapons. You could kind of just drop them in there, but I'm not going to because it'll be hard for me to get them out. Oh, and there's a nice amount of dark orange in the interior, which I think looks quite nice. It's also kind of hard to get this part to go down all the way because their helmets kind of push it up a little bit, but yeah, so I like that we finally can fit the accurate amount of characters in there. I very nearly just shot the missile. But there's not really an easy way to shoot the missile as far as I can tell. Yeah, that's weird. There should be a better way to shoot that. I don't know, whatever. So, that's the head of the AT-AT. And then if we go to the back, there's some nice detailing on here. Let me move my camera. With those flag pieces. And this, there's like a wheel under there. But then, what's cool is that, open these up, open this top part up, and flip this down, and you get a speeder bike in there, a little white Hoth speeder bike, which is a very nice build. I'm gonna put a guy on it off camera. So yeah, there's a snow trooper in the speeder bike, and you can actually fit the speeder bike back in there with the guy on it, which is pretty cool. So you can just deploy that, and then I don't know why I'm making a noise, but whatever. So then we can close this section back up and go to the front here, and this also opens up, and it opens up from the top here, and that reveals some Technic doohickey, but we'll go back to that. And then you can open up the sides on both sides. They just come up like that, and it looks quite nice. And you can theoretically fit a bunch of troopers in there. In terms of like fitting them in with their weapons, it gets a little tight. Well, actually, okay, never mind, that works. Yeah, so you can fit 3 on this side. I just don't have 2 more snow troopers handy. And then if we go to the other side, there are 2 chairs and this hook thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's for. I'm actually going to check the manual. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you what you're supposed to do with that little hook. I mean, I suppose you could put a helmet on there or something, but that looks kind of strange. I don't know. But point is, you can fit 2 more troopers there. And then if you put the speeder bike back in, it takes up some room in the middle. If I can actually get it in there. Yep, so that goes between the 2 rows of seats. And then probably one of the coolest features of the set is with that thing I mentioned earlier. So if I, oh, that's zooming in. If I zoom out my camera a bit, we can look at the bottom of the AT-AT, and there's a little hatch here. There's also, if we open this back up and start rolling down the little tan gear, if I can figure out which way sends it down, there we go. There's another one of those gun pieces with a string attached to it. If I don't knock the AT-AT over first, with a little string attached to it. And what you're supposed to do is have it be like in the movie where Luke holds on to a grappling hook and then gets brought up to the bottom of the AT-AT, and then uses his lightsaber to cut open the hatch, and then he throws the bomb in there, and then he makes a run for it, and the AT-AT goes kaboom. I think that's an awesome play feature. I don't know if that was in any of the older AT-ATs, but yeah, this one is awesome. Also, I combined the words also and awesome. That was fun. Also, as I just demonstrated, you can shake this thing around pretty good and nothing's fallen off. That's pretty impressive because when you pick this thing up the first time, it kind of feels flimsy. But when you pick it up and shake it around a whole bunch, I mean, that came off a bit. That's just because I squeezed it too hard. Stuff ain't falling off. I mean, a walker is not supposed to be swooshable, but you can shake it pretty good. And I think that's fun. See, look at that. I'm going to stop now before I break it. Yeah, this is just a fantastic build. Definitely the best play scale AT-AT we've gotten. The reason I clarify play scale is because the UCS one is a thing, and that's just one of the best LEGO sets of all time, honestly. But in terms of ones that are actually affordable and not $850, this is the best AT-AT we've gotten. But, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's also these little thingies on the legs, which I think are neat. Yeah, but now it's time that we look at the box and the manual. The box is massive. Here's Luke for scale. He got the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back stamped there, which I think looks nice. I like how you got Luke and Vader dueling. Yeah. Got all the minifigures down here. The art looks really nice. I like how you have more AT-ATs in the background here. There's all that information. There's Vader. You got the actual size up there. Yep, checks out. Some nice art on the side. Not really much of anything on the other side. Then if we flip it around, you got play it in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Oh, yeah. Yup. All kinds of play features there. Nice, got this guy shooting at Luke. Got these guys over here talking about the weather. I don't know. Cold? Yup. It's cold. Hey, Dave, how's the weather been? Oh, you know, it's hot, so it's cold. I don't know. Then it's got play feature there, more play features, and then showing the hatch of the AT-AT going up. But, yeah. So, it's a massive box, but it's good, and also, yeah. Yeah. So now, let's look at the manual of the set. The manual is also massive. And when I got the set, it came in one of those, like, plastic bag things that had this in it. And it was actually just in, like, a plastic thing to keep it safe because there's no stickers in this set, which is going to give it some extra points when I get to giving it a number. But I don't know why. This is just, like, a random kind of funny story. When I took it out of the plastic, it smelled absolutely horrendous. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it doesn't still smell awful, but this set came out in 2020, and I bought it in 2021. It is now 2023. When I opened this set up for the first time, the manual smelled horrible. I don't know what causes that. If you do, I'm genuinely interested to know, but yeah, that's weird. Anyway, you got the Win robot here, all the pieces, and then this is the fun part, advertisements. So you got all the minifigures for these sets, but then the sets themselves, oh, these are nice. Let's see, I don't have that, I have that, I have that, and that, have that, don't have that, don't have that, have that. So the only ones I'm missing here are Anakin Jedi Starfighter, and that Resistance transport thing, which I tried to get, but I couldn't find. Anyway. Back when we still thought this was coming out in 2020. Oh, how naive we were. Yeah, still a good game, though. And then just shows the final build and some play features. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, huge manual. Makes sense, though, because it's a huge set. So now, let's give it a number scale from a 1 to 10. Overall, this set is absolutely incredible. One of the best walkers that LEGO has ever made. Great minifig selection. I really like the little side builds, and the main build is phenomenal with amazing plate features. I was very, intentionally, being all goofy and all over the place in this video, but I don't want that to downplay how genuinely fantastic this set really is. So, because of that, I'm going to give it a very high 9 out of 10. This is a absolutely amazing set based on one of my favorite, big battles from Star Wars, Battle of Hoth, from one of the best movies of all time, The Empire Strikes Back. But, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Happy holidays, and I will see you next time.